What is up, ladies and gents? Nate here, bringing you my review for Fairy Tail episode 229, known as the Law of Retrogression, because we learned that Mynira's partner, the guy with like the bandana of a mouth over his head, kind of like Bowser Jr., has the magic, like retrogression magic, which I thought was like the most convenient thing ever. Luckily, he's not gonna show up too much. After this whole fiasco, like this like tiny arc, the Sun Village arc, he doesn't make another appearance whatsoever. And as for the episode, it was okay. Like nothing too much happened. Like probably the most interesting thing is Urza is tiny, and that's because of Mynira's. I don't know. I still don't know how to pronounce her name in English. Her partner has the power to make anybody to a child form. Like I said, it's really plot convenient. And not only that, Flare joins the battle with Lucy and Wendy, or the blonde, the blue net, and the redhead, which I thought was like a cool. It wasn't really, I guess you could call it a pun, but like it wasn't a, like I don't know what to call it. And Natsu hears a familiar voice thanks to the Happy not having freaking butterfingers, which actually that doesn't make sense because like Happy didn't even touch it at all. It just like literally went over his head. But let's talk about that scene real quick. I love how like, because in the manga when they shot it, or whenever Hiro Mashima drew it, it was like it was easy to put like one person, another person, another person, another person, another person, just like, oh, is he gonna catch it? And then have that like next panel, or have like the next page be like Happy not catching it, and then have everyone's expression like they did in the anime. But like I feel like they like prolonged it way too long. And I like how like the original soundtrack, like the background music, which I have to say, like since like this new arc, it's been pretty good. Like when like they're about to end the episode, you hear that like really upbeat music, and I'm like, yes, this is very good fairy tale music. But like going on to Happy and his little like missing scene, it was like I feel like they like panned like on each person way too long. It could have been like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. There you go. I also want to touch on another thing before I end the review. That being when Erza is checking herself out, like since she's a child, and she's like, oh, I don't want anyone else to see me like this. I have to turn back to normal. Like talking about Wendy like being her big sister, and then having like Gray and Natsu like, oh yeah, now we can fight. And then Jalal, like just being like rejecting Erza because she's tiny. And then you see Doran Bolt, excuse me, like come from the corner. I'm like, what? So I guess Doran Bolt is a freaking lolicon now, which is, I don't get that. It's really weird. But you know, to each their own when it comes to anime, because like anime is already weird as it is. Not saying that's a bad thing. It's more or less like a neutral thing, because sometimes when it's good weird, it's like really good. Like what, like Full Metal Alchemist, Hunter x Hunter, like Death Parade and all of that. But when it's like bad weird, like ecchi harem kind of stuff, it's like, oh, that's, what am I watching? Anyway, with all that aside, my grade for the episode, I'm going to give it like a B. Like I said, it was very funny, but I felt like they were trying to be funny and serious at the same time, and it just, I feel like it didn't work out too well. It was like more like the whole like when the bounty hunter was like stabbing the ice giant, and like everyone, like Lucy was telling them, hey, that guy's alive, can you stop? It's like, no, I'll do whatever I want. I'm like, is this like, am I supposed to take him seriously? And then Wendy does her like Wind Dragon roar, and I'm like just earlier they were trying to blend in, pretending to be Happy and Carla. I'm like come on now. Anyway, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and thanks for watching. But don't forget to leave a like if you think the video deserves it, and subscribe to my channel if you like what you saw, and if you haven't already. Anyway, I'll see you guys all later for my teen romantic comedy Snafu, and maybe something Batman related, because something came out and I'm really excited to do a video about it. Anyway, until then, bye.